Rich Rodriguez, from KJ Harris, Big Joe, Kevin Koken, T.O.R.
And man, just keep doing what you're doing because you have a message.
I think one of the greatest college running backs ever, obviously in the history of West Virginia, but also if you look at the stats, what he did in college football.
I told you, my Mountaineer fans, that we were going to be back. This part 2 is with Fred Boom Smalls, but now we're not talking about the Freddie Smalls that wreaked havoc on the football field. We're talking about the Fred Boom Smalls who pretty much was a bodyguard for anybody you can think of that has celebrity status back in the day and even current. So here we go again. My man, my brother from another mother.
Shalom. Peace.
My brother, it's good to see you again.
Always good to see you, Eugene. Always good to see you, brother. Always.
I appreciate you. So here's what's funny. You and I have a lot in common on and off the field, but here's what's, I don't think people really understand. So at one point, I represented the Army group Total, multi-platinum group that was signed to Puffy, Bad Boy, and all of that, right?
Remember them well.
You and I happened to bump into each other in Philly because you had Big Daddy Kane.
Right. And Philly, I remember that time we ran into each other. You know, you was doing your management thing, and Kane, it popped up, and we bond with each other and clicked like that. Hey, man, we do have a lot in common. Yes, we do. I mean, you know that, and you know the industry. I know the industry, and that does bring some type of bond right there. You know.
Absolutely. I've been in this business 28 years. You've been in this way longer than me. I'm a baby in this game compared to the years you put in. So I got to ask you.
40 years.
40 years. Some of the stuff that you're hearing and that you're seeing in this, in what's going on in this entertainment business, how you feel about that, Boom? Because I'm hearing a lot of people say a lot of different things, and you were there. You got 40 years in this game.
You know, social media is magnificent in a way because the Bible says that, you know, when knowledge will abound in the last days, meaning wisdom will increase on both sides and man will become more advanced and technical. Social media is awesome. It is, because you can get the word of God out quickly now. But it has its negativity side on it because it's creating this falsenality of stars. Now in the day, you don't have to be talented, you don't have to be skillful, you don't have to be gifted, you don't have to be anointed, but yet you're a superstar. You're a superstar. Back in our time, you had to be able to have some pipes, and you have to be able to rap and bring some vocals, some voices, some verses. My God, you have to have a stage presence, a character, something that they sell about you. But today, all of that is out of the window. We have people who don't have talent, don't have skills, can't rap, can't sing, but they're popular. They're popular. Wow. And don't have to work as hard. Don't have to do what an MC Hammer did or a Master P, put the CDs in back of the trunks and hit the hoods and sell their CDs out of their trunks. And, you know, and go to this place and go to that place, booking on these little shows, doing the little. All that's out of the window now. You're a star in a day. You are famous in a day, and have nothing to sell to no one. Have nothing that appeals to anybody. Just being a good talker, running your mouth, you're famous. That's the time we're living in, man. I hate it because it's effortless. And nobody's putting work in it no more, man. And nobody's talent. We saw Jordan, man, we saw talent. We saw what was coming. When we saw Jordan coming, when we saw Magic coming, 6'10" point guard Bird, we saw what was coming. Now in the day, you can't see what's coming. It just pops up. Because why? He did something ironic, hideous, crime, and you got all these people clicking, watching this, and you got 1 million viewers. Now you're a superstar. That's what we're in today, man. The hardworking guy doesn't exist no more. The guy with the greatest pipes, the Luther Vandross, the Michael Jacksons, the Whitney Houston voices don't even matter anymore, man. Doesn't matter. You know, Whitney blow everybody like, yeah. You know, when King rap, you know, I get strong like a Titanic. I work like a mechanic. I make MCs panic and frantic and skeptic like a go. When you don't hear that, that skill, that rock kill, that them skills, it's not appreciated. And that's why it's not well respected to get the love that it's supposed to get. Because the talent, the skill, the gift, the anointing has gone out of the window.
Wow. That has to, I mean, again, you putting in 40 years in this business and still currently in the business, that has to hit you. I know it hits me a little bit different. It hits different, like you said, when you don't see the work behind the artist, right? Because it's quick, fast, in a hurry. Like you said, it's all the bait and switch. It's all the clicks. You do something that doesn't make any sense, but to somebody else, it's funny, and they'll click on it, the clickbait, the clickbait, the clickbait. And like you said, before you know it, you've birthed a star with no work behind it.
Right.
So
subscribe. You know,
right.
And I'm telling you what's going to come, man. I'm a visionary. And sometimes I prophesize. I can see in 5 years, you won't need a human being to sing anymore. They will have a robot singing. You won't need a human being to do any of that or rap. They'll just have the A1, the intelligent thing that's coming, you know, that's changing, where people are going to be able to accept a machine doing the work of a man. And that is already here. It's already here. You look at the vocals on these voices of people. That's not even him rapping.
AI is everywhere.
AI is changing industry. The money that these kids are getting is unbelievable. It's unbelievable to get this kind of money for shows and this, that. And like you said, you don't see the work behind it.
Right.
You don't see the work. So this is why people say, well, why are you hating? I'm not hating. I'm just not appreciative. I'm not appreciating you because there's no work behind you. You know,
right.
You wouldn't play the lottery. You hit that lottery. You hit that lottery. You know what I'm saying? You didn't work for none of that money you got. You didn't build anything to get any of that money you got. No, you hit the lottery. So for me, I don't appreciate it. And that's because I've been in it. And I know good skills. I was good friends with the Heavy D. I was good friends with the Big Daddy Kane, the Rock Kims. I'm good buddies with these skillful mathematical, alphabetical rapper lyricists. I know I know a good ball player from a trash one. I know a good rapper from a trash. And I'm gonna tell you if it's trash, because it ain't skillful. It ain't, you could tell Whitney had a gift.
Absolutely.
Her voice gift.
Absolutely.
It was anointed. Gift. The range was unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? You could tell Michael Jackson what was anointed, a gift. The dancing, the singing, the delivery, you know, you can see it. You know, Luther Vandross, this marvelous, the voice, the baritone, the Teddy Pendergrass. But I hate that we have to agree with everything. No, you don't. This was the disagreement in the argument yesterday we had. I don't agree with something because I'm told to do so. Right. If it ain't good, it ain't good. If it's trash, it's trash.
Right.
And I'm not, well, don't offend them. What do you mean don't offend? I'm doing with this kid to get his hopes up. I might not hurt him. I would say, well, you need to go work on it a little bit more. You need to practice a little bit more. But this is the society we live in the game today is you're forced to accept things even though you know deep down in your heart you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. And the worst person to lie to, at least yourself, man. My God. And it's the talent. I listen to your wife's voice. Who's singing like that? I have not met one sing out there has range. Give me a singer that has range. I'm not talking about the old school ones.
Right. Right.
Don't go near Mary and I'm not talking to them. Chaka. Give me someone today that has range.
And it's funny you say that. It's hard to even put it in a category now because everything is computer generated.
Exactly. Nobody opened it. Remember when when I was in studios, Puffy, they would do, they would be, doing the boards. Open your mouth and sing. Oh, you got to open. They don't open it. You got to open your mouth and sing, and then sing with pain. Think about something you went through. Think about something where somebody hurt you. That's what
Yeah.
all the great singers were broken people. They were broken. So they sang from pain.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
why
true.
those lyrics were like, oh my God. You could
Yeah.
feel, you can grasp it. And
Yeah.
every day, would you say when they not appreciative to how their career come up, I know rappers who I remember being with Tupac, and Tupac used to hang with us a lot when we were on the Big Daddy Kane tour with Digital Underground, and Queen Latifah, MC Light. And he will always hang with us. He always just hangs with us because he's from Brooklyn. So, and he always kept saying, man, I can't wait till I get my opportunity, man. He was so hungry, so thirst. You could see the thirst, you see the hunger, and you saw the product. He was always like that. Man, I can't wait, man. They keep rejecting me, man. They keep dissing me like I can't do this and do that. Wait till I get my time. When I get my time, that what you can see it. He will always say that. Wait, boom, they gonna see, and he got it, and you saw the delivery. But
Yeah.
that's what you had. Now in the day, you saw the work, and you noticed nobody knew that he was He was dancing before he became a rapper.
Right. Yeah. Digital Underground, correct?
They toured with us for what, 6 weeks? So we were
Wow.
always together. That's how my relationship developed with him. He was no star. He was a dancer, but he was a cool kid. He was really cool, a cool type kid. But you saw that hunger, that I can't wait to get my opportunity in him. And you saw it when the Shock G would give him the mic. You heard it. He'd let him do a little rap, and they'd take it. But you saw, like I said, now we know what's coming. We know what's
Right.
coming. That's my thing. We see what's coming. Jordan, we saw what's coming. Magic, we saw what's coming. Michael Vick, we saw what's coming. It
Right.
just didn't
Yeah.
pop up.
Right. Yeah.
We saw what's coming, and that's the game. It's just that's the narrative to appreciation. You appreciate it, and he's rest in peace. His music, I listen to him almost at least twice a week. That's the
Yeah.
first his album's the first one I put on. His delivery is still devastating, till no one can touch his delivery, his deliverance today. I pick a paint and pick a picture. Come on, you know.
Nah, there'll never be another one. I was fortunate enough to meet him. I had a rapper way back in the day when I first started my label who was a real big Pac fan. And I was fortunate enough to meet Pac. Matter of fact, it was in New York City. He gave me 30 minutes of his time to talk to me about my new rapper. And I will never forget that. I mean, real smart. God bless him, man. To the grave he went. Real smart brother. Sat down and broke down some things. I was saying, well, he wants to do this. He's like, nah, nah, nah. Tell him don't do that. He wants to take a picture holding it. Nah, nah, nah. Tell him don't do that. Just the things he was breaking down and laying out was so on point and so detailed. I will never forget that conversation because, like you said, he understood it from a perspective of he had to work for it. Nobody gave it to him. So he had a greater appreciation, not only just of the industry, but of the God given talent that God blessed him with. He knew what he was blessed with.
And remember, he had to. It's like in church, like today. Everything has changed and shifted. Before I could be licensed or ordained, I had to sit and watch for 3 years. I couldn't
Mm.
sit in the pulpit. I had to sit on the sides. I had to be the servant. You had to earn. You had to watch. Pac, that's what Pac had. He had to sit back and watch Shock G. He had to sit back and wait his opportunity. He had to deserve, and then when the mic got passed to him, by him sitting down for so long, because that humbles you, and that humbles him, because I remember seeing him in Atlanta. I was a Rex in effect. All I want to do is zoom, 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 and a boom, boom. So we were down there for the Freaknik, and we were hanging out, A+. I'll kill myself was just on the corner. This limousine pulls by, and there's this dude in a black suit with a derby on out of the window, and I knew it was. So I said something very hard. I said, man, get that punk back in the car. Yo, he made the limousine stop. Yeah, who said that? Who said that? And his boys jumped out. And I was back then, I'm huge. I still got the line back. I'm still playing arena football. I stepped out because I knew my rep. Everybody, I had the rep in the game. I had that rep. Boom's got that rep. And I said, yeah, I said it. What's up? He go, what? I'm like, dude, you did it. You did it. I remember you. That's why you did it, man. This is my first time seeing him since the stardom, since the tour. Man, you did it. It's like, whoa, dude, you kept saying this. I told you. He did it. But then my words to him was, yo, calm down. Oh, that ain't me. That's how the media portraying me, man. That's not me. I'm not doing that. So just calm it down, man. Just a little bit. And watch who you hanging and dealing with. Dude, you know what's up. You know good people like us. And that the advice that I gave him was the advice he needed later on. Because nobody know that I almost got locked up for him. I started a fight for him. He came and got me. He had issues in San Diego. He had a problem in San Diego at sound check. He comes down. Who everybody gonna come to? Back then, they gonna come to Boom. You know, yo, Boom, man, these guys disrespecting me, man. I can't get my sound check. When I was digital, and I said, well, what dudes? Let's take a walk. So we walked and we went into these Samoan brothers, and Pac goes up and said, now what? Here's Pac. Say the things you said to me now, my man Boom here. What's up? We broke out in the fight. Police came, snatched me and Pac, and put us on a hotel restriction. Kane was mad at me. I almost got fired because Kane was saying, you're my bodyguard, and I need you tonight, and now you getting kicked out doing something stupid. So I don't know, Boom, we got to think this one. So they put us on a hotel curfew. Me and Pac had to sit in the hotel, couldn't come to the show, got kicked out of the venue, and we had to sit and make sure we was in our rooms. This is my relationship with some of these guys. And it carried on. And every time I saw him one more time. And after that, we knew what happened, because I always told him, man, just be careful out there, man. You know how it is. I know he has that giddy up because he came to me with it. He has that giddy up. And when I saw the situation in Vegas, that's what me and him got with these guys about. He has that, he has that influence. He has that influence on people, But me, I love him, man. As a person, definitely was just a real dude, man. Just a real cat, man. He real, man. He worked hard. He didn't really go out. He lived in the studios. He was a studio freak. Yeah. He stayed in that studio, while other guys out parlaying, we're Pac. Yo, man, he in the studio, man. But that's just in the game. It's changed because we've allowed so much to be taken away from it. The ingredients, the lyrics, the rap when I came up was attack the black, exact the cold fact, and still try to Xerox. Chuck was telling you, yeah, you call me black, but you're still copying me. Right. They gave up those positive messages. Now in the day, it's just Hennessy, Ciroc, bees, holes, killing, shooting Glocks, just so negative. Well, they're making money. Doesn't mean it's good. So what? It makes money doesn't mean it's good. But this is what we're missing. This is what we're being robbed at. When I was with Kane about a few months ago, we were in Atlantic City. Man, I was appreciative to hear, at the verses, when Kane and K-Rock were battling. I'm a party. I'm with Kane. We're battling. And you got all these rappers, Fat Joe, all these cats busting them out there. and they're intrigued at these guys. They're not like, oh, they're like this. They Jadakiss, they all marveling at these lyricists, the appreciation of hip hop, the gift of it, the skill of it, the talent of it. And that's why people said, well, we got to give the young folks their credit due today. Yes, but I don't have to accept trash when it's not good. And our generation, when we went to Apollo, I don't care if you was a superstar. You go to Apollo and can't, what happened? You go to Apollo, can't sing, boo! They booed Al.B. Shaw.
And then you were getting yanked off the stage.
And they yanked you. But you sold what? 1 million records. So what?
Yeah.
That's where boom is. I'm the Apollo. That's what we are. If it ain't good, it ain't good. You know, I'm not gonna put you in the field to make you satisfied if you can't run the rock.
Right.
I'm gonna put the best cat out there, man. I'm trying to get the game. I'm not gonna please you with, well, my son didn't play. Guess what? He ain't gonna ever play. Sorry. The best man played where I come from. That's just it. The best man wins.
That's how I grew up. That's how you grew up. And we're in the industry where, like you said, now it's unfortunate, but you don't get that because everybody you got to make people feel good, right? So you're not really telling them the truth. I always say, in order to have change, you have to have truthful and open dialogue with people.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be honest. We don't have that. You're 100% correct. What was give me a story that you're hearing right now on these other podcasts that's just not true. And again, we're talking about open dialogue and honest dialogue. And I hear a lot of stuff and I'm like, wait a minute, I know good and well, that is not true. You got to be kidding me. And I know you've heard 1,000.
It's like the story with, the movie, and I know they had to do it to spark the movie NWA. When they got caught running, in the park, they got caught running out of the venue, and the cops arrested them.
Yeah.
That didn't happen like that in Detroit. Go down, mommy. That didn't happen. What happened was they were told, they were met at the hotel. We all stayed in the same hotels. That this is a cop city. And Detroit is normally 80% black cops. You know what I'm saying? So they said, hey, do not do the song. F the police. So they agreed not to do the song. They agreed not to do it, right? So at the show, 2 of those cops were good buddies of mine, Conrad and Conway and Steve were there. So you see, we're on the side of the stage watching because they're new. It's on the LL tour, and they're new. And I remember Dennis Rodman is on the side with us. Ice-T is there. We all standing on the side just checking out these young boys. They hot. They got a hot album, So these cops come in, I remember, and they come beside the stage. So you knew something was going, So we're like, they ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna care. He's like, they're not gonna do that. So I know they're not gonna do it. And Ice Cube is up there saying, yo, we were told that we can't perform this song and for some reason we don't give them up. And they did the song. They did it. Then you heard shots go off. And we knew cops did it. It was like somebody shot. They give them initiative to rush the stage. That's what happened. They was chasing them guys. They got them all, and they had us all against the wall, back in the back too. All of us had to put our hands on the wall. The cops took them guys backstage, man. And actually, man, I heard that the cops got them back there and wanted autographs. But it was no chasing. It was no running. And NWA didn't do the shooting. We knew a cop did that. Somebody set off 2 shots to give them a permission to engage.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So wow. I was there that night. I'm there watching us. We trying to run too. So we gotta get out of here, man.
Right.
Everywhere. And then after that, we were took to the we were taken back to the hotel, and some nut stupid from the De La Soul crew shoots a hole in the wall in the hotel. And they kicked us all out of Detroit that night. They said, pack up your tour bus and all y'all get out of the city. So that's the part that when they did it in the movie, I know Cube said they had to spark, give a little flair to it, but it didn't. It wasn't like that. It was intense, but not like that.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not talking with what I heard. I'm there because I'm being checked. I'm on the wall being checked. Me and Kane. Me, Kane, Ice-T, these guys, cops got us, checking us out. You know what I mean? So these are things that I've seen and witnessed in the game so much. A lot of people that never knew that Big Daddy Kane and Slick Rick had a really, 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 really horrible relationship. That they fought hand to hand. Wow. I'm right there. I'm putting you the first one I put that too. They fought hand to hand. Like fist fight. And after the fight, I'm pulling them out of the mix, and this is in Connecticut. And Kane and Slick is going at it, and I'm pulling Kane out. But an hour later, we walk by Slick Rick bus, and Slick Rick comes out like gun smoke. Yo, why you hit me, Kane? His mom's there. You the first to get this, man. And I'm right there. And Vance, the DJ, grabs him from behind. These are things that was, Kane ain't gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna put it out there. Yeah, definitely everybody else puts him. And Slick Rick mom was like, his mom was there. She's trying to calm it down. Then it carried over to Cleveland. Because the next stop is Cleveland. So we upstairs in the room. Kane and Slick is in the room. And Big Bell, rest in peace, Big Bell, Slick Rick bodyguard, him and I were very good friends. We're trying to bring peace. Slick Rick is like, nah, Kane, man, you hit me in my eye, man, I got one eye. And Slick's, man, I don't want to fight you, Kane. And Kane is so persistent, well, I want to fight you. So Leroy and Russell had to come in that day, that night, to cool us off. These are the things, these are real stuff. Ain't no sugarcoat, no nothing, man. Real things, man. I seen somebody on the Breakfast Club try to get King to talk about it. He shifted. I'll tell it. Because that happened. I mean, thank God they're homies today. They're close today. But these are the things that I was engaged into in my body career. How I became, why am I so close, tight with Suge? Me and Suge were very tight. Because when I went to LA, my first trip, I was out with Al B. Shore. Al B. Shore hired me. I met a kid named Big West. He was security for Al Heyman, the boxing promoter. But Al Heyman was promoting concerts then, back then with New Edition, Bobby Brown, Al B. Shore tour. And West always told me he know a kid in LA that he trains that reminds him of me. Because I was a hothead as a bodyguard. So I go to LA, and guess who he introduced me to? Suge Knight. Me and Suge get into this with these other cats. Me and Suge going to go fight these other cats with West. First time I met, yo, West, I got a problem, boom. These jokers outside, and the joker name was Fruity. Fruity was Eddie Murphy for all those years. We go to Fruity and step to Fruity, and I step up hard. I got all this. And Suge was amazed that dude, boom, just come in ready to throw down, ready to be taking charge. And from that day on, me and him was always like this. Ran into him up in Interscope when Mark was with Interscope with Jimmy Iovine and what was the other A&R name? Venice. And that's when I met Suge again. We butt heads. And I said, man, yo, what you doing up here, man? I heard you got locked up on some bodies, and man, that wasn't me. They tried to put me on some stuff. Come on down to Mark Benish office. I want you to hear these tracks. I want you to meet somebody. So I walked down to the hallway to Mark Benish's office. Who's sitting up there? Dr. Dre. Yo, Dre, meet my boy, boom. And guess what they played for me? The Chronic. I heard The Chronic 6 months before it even came, and they wanted my opinion. How would this do on the East Coast, Boom? And I'm sitting there listening to it, man, like, damn, that's different, man. I said, that's funky, man. They said, you like it? East Coast? Boom. I said, yeah, man. I said, that's funky. Yo, Dre, that's going to be hot, man. I'm telling y'all. 6 months later, 1, 2, 3, and 2 to 4. Nobody believed me that I heard it 6 months at Mark Bennett's office at Interscope. I said, oh man, what was no social media then, no cell phones. I couldn't prove it.
Yeah,
and that, those are my, those are my encounters. And I'll give you one that the most disgrace respect to me is it came from Will Smith. I known Will. We came up in Philly together at the same time. We've been locked in hotel rooms together the same time. Before he got the sitcom Fresh Prince, Kane, Charlie Mack, Charlie Mack, and myself is in the room. So we're in DC, and Kane is asking Will what he got coming up. He said, man, I'm flying out to LA tomorrow in the morning. I'm going out to read the script with Quincy Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Wow.
So so we in Miami at the MTV Awards, and I'm with LL. And I walked in the green room. Me and LL just pulled up in the green room, and Will's right there. He acknowledged L, but don't acknowledge me. Don't just look at me and smile. I know you big time now, so it's like that. It's really like that. Wow. Okay, cool. Staying in the shadow. Guess who comes in the green room when he was the most fierce thing in hip hop? Still walks in. And the only person he addresses who? Boom. Everybody, because everybody's scared of him. Everybody's scared now. But the first person he addressed, boom. Yo, what? Everybody like, oh. These two big muscle dudes are connecting. And the other one is a giant in the game. What you doing, boys? What's up, man? Now Will is little. So me and Suge walk outside in the hallway, chilling on the wall. We catching up. Talking about all of me. You were getting all this money now. Everybody walk by. Boom. We on the wall. Now Will comes out, and guess what? Hey, Freddie, what's up? Simpson was upset. That joker just saw me an hour ago before you came. He didn't even speak to me. He still told me, man, you should have spit in his face, man. He said that. He dished you like that, man. This is the stuff, these are my stories and things that I've encountered. I've known most of these guys before they even had a deal.
Right.
That's the connection. I knew Pac before Pac had a deal. I knew Suge years before he became Death Row. I knew Will before he became the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I known Puffy when he was DJing throwing parties at Howard University. I knew these guys before I knew Kid and Play, who I hung with before they had a hit. So this is where I go back that far before none of these guys were successful. That's why when they became successful, we had Jay-Z. Jay-Z used to hang out with us. We used to bring him on when Kane would change intermission to shows. We get him like to little Jay-Z. We took him on a road with us. This is the bond. I knew all these guys before it was a bad boy, before he was Hove Jigger. That's why the respect for Boom is there. I'm with Nas one time, and we're in New York, and Nas just got to know me. They hired me. Paul hired me for Nas. And Nas said, pause, time out. Who are you, man? That's why he asked me. Everybody knows you and respect you. Every star knows you. Who are you? And then I had to explain to him how it all goes. Then he got his, wow, okay. So you knew all these guys. Because Dougie ran up on me and gave me a hug. And he just kept seeing this so much that these guys are honoring me before they honor him.
Right.
And then it was all about the foundation. when everybody was just trying to get in the game. Who was the bodyguard? Who was the coolest guy to get them to a door when they can't get in, let them in? I mean, Mark and I out in LA, we had this club, they won't let Tretch in. So Tretch said, boom, they not letting me in, man. I said, Mark, man, these bouncers ain't letting Tretch in, man. We got to get Tretch in. Mark go to the bouncer and Tretch gets in. That's why they remember Boom. I would do things. Tupac gets a problem, he comes to Boom. Who throws the punch for him? Boom. That's why. Now you understand why Boom had that up there, that level. Because they said he's loyal. He looks out. He'll help you out. And he'll even fight for you, don't even know you. And that's the rep I had. And that's the rep that keeps me, Chuck D did a book, and Chuck D labeled me hip hop's the bodyguard. That's hip hop bodyguard. That's the hip hop bodyguard. And I did a little interview for his book. So these are the things, man, that I came up through and came in a time where it was fun. It was fun. Would I do that for no money? Heck yeah. Would I do that for no money? Yes. That's how much fun it was. And that's the difference of what the game is today. They make it too much of business. It's too robotic. Relax. Get loose. Let's be loose. Everything ain't about the money. Are you enjoying what you do? Do you love what you do? Are you having fun what you do? Is it bringing peace to your soul? And that's what is missing. And that's what's missing. We see so many hip-hop rappers dying right now, getting shot everywhere because they took the fun out of it and they allow the fun to be gone. You don't have to be a businessman to everything. You got to learn. The Bible says it's best that we know how to be children. God likes children like mindset. God says he loves the man that acts like a child. So it's best to be a child in a lot of things. And what it means, a child enjoys itself. And that's why it's singing that. It wants you to be childlike because you will enjoy yourself because children play. They still have an imaginary, taking this pencil and taking these things and doing things. They play. You don't have to be so serious about everything. And we live in a generation now where kids don't get the opportunity to be children.
Right.
When the lights went out, when you come in the house, when the lights came on. Never been in the house all day. Come in at 12 o'clock, get a sandwich, peanut butter sandwich, back out. Majority of kids are on these desensitizing the mind. So hip hop was such a great movement. The culture was awesome. And the style and the talent was magnificent. I mean, everybody had a different style. Today, everything sounds the same. Sounds the same. But back then, you knew Public Enemy. You knew Big Daddy Kane. You knew Rakim. You knew KRS. You knew Special Ed. You knew Heavy D. You knew Nice and Smooth. Nobody sound the same. You knew Ice. You know Snoop Dogg. Nobody sound the same. Everybody had a uniqueness. And that's where my problem with rap is. It's not creative anymore. It's not creative. Because back then, these guys would come out with styles and swag and flair, and they all had a different rap style. I used to see rappers back then walk around with encyclopedias in their hands and dictionaries. They used to walk with dictionaries in their hand. That's how craft they were to the game. So hip hop itself, I am hip hop. I come from hip hop. I'll never reject it because I know being a part of that culture at the time when the Melly Mel's and the Grandmaster Flash and Curtis Blows. This is why the youth have to really respect these guys, man. These guys are the pioneer to a music that's rocking across from here to Egypt to London to Japan and their culture. We got Middle Eastern kids rapping now.
Right.
We got Middle Eastern women DJing now, going against the grain, going against the norm. That's what this culture has done, has changed this whole world. And I remember when we in the hip hop, they said, this is trash. This will never last. It won't make it. This music will die out in 10 years. It's 50 years and plus.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
getting hotter and hotter and hotter. So it ain't going nowhere because this is the way of life right now. This is the new music and it ain't going to change. So, my relationship with a lot of guys, I bodyguard Al. I'll be sure is who brought me in the game, was my first client. And then from Al, I met Big Daddy Kane because I was doing some security for MTV, and I just worked with Ice-T and Big Daddy Kane. So Kane asked me who I work for, would I come work with him? I've been with Kane for 34 years. 34. 34 years I've been with Big Daddy Kane. One of the longest relationships a bodyguard and an entertainer. Then I took over Snap. I got the power. Who was a huge cult in Germany, and I lived in Germany for 2 years. Who was a huge cult in Germany with rhythm as a dancer. And then from there, we did a show with CNC Music Factory came on the scene, Gonna Make You Sweat. Sweat. And I saw Freedom. Me and Freedom was staying on the same floor. He was like, "Hey man, you from the States?" Yeah. He said, "Do you work for other people?" I said, "Yeah, I do too, man." He said, "Well, I'm Freedom Williams, CNC Music Factory." I said, "I know that." Yo, man, I need security. I'm about to go on my European tour and my Japan tour, my Asian Japan tour, where we're going to Australia and Japan. Hey, man, let me get your card. I like to hire you. Freedom hires. I'm traveling with CNC Music Factory. Then I'm chilling up in Paris. I'm going to the a New Kids concert, and I never seen nothing like that in my life. All these girls outside singing these songs, they hanging out the windows. So I went to go see one of my bodyguards. He said, "You want to come to the show tonight?" Boom, yeah, I'll come to the show. Here come a little white, big, I'm at backstage, just laying on the wall. Matter of fact, I had an arena game over there. We was playing arena all-star game. I was in the arena all-star game. So I was over there. Here come a little white boy, all built, punches me in my chest. Just playing like, "What up, man?" I don't know who it is. Like, who is? Yo, that's Marky Mark. Huh? Yeah, man, what's up? What's your name, bro? Boom. What y'all doing? We told him, "Yo, come on to my dressing room, hang out with me. Come on, yo, I want you to take your shirt off on stage with me tonight." Next thing you know, I'm with Mark, 22 years. Then
Wow.
from Mark, Jessica Simpson. No, 98 Degrees, Nick Lachey. And 98 Degrees, got hired, did their tours, then went out, and then I got hired by Nas, and I bodyguard Nas on his tour of the R. Kelly tour. And then from Nas, it was Jessica Simpson. I took Jessica Simpson because I met her. She was going with Nick Lachey. She was dating Nick, and I used to take care of her when she come out. She always told me when her record comes out, she get a hit. She said, "I'm gonna hire you, Boom." 8 months later, she hired me, kept the word. I want Boom to be my security. And then from her, I worked with a lot of soul people for day job, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You name them, man. I don't know. You name them, I protected them. I went
Yeah.
to TRL for 7 years with Carson Daly. I was up there I was security on TRL. You remember the show
Wow.
TRL? I was a security for TRL for 7 years up there. Just magnificent work with Sinbad for the Sinbad Soul Fests in Aruba on all those shows. Just Wales. I lost all my laminates. I had over 150 laminates. I had to collect them. All the tours I've done. I can't even count the tours I've done. I did with Snap. I did it when Hammer was hot. I took care of Snap because we did the European tour for Hammer. So with Snap and MC Hammer. And Hammer puts on the show, bro, So
Yes.
my life as a bodyguard was amazing. Because not
Wow.
that I lived with these guys. I stayed in their homes. I took care of their family. I ate their food and drove their cars, and is appreciative, respect to all of them, And then my last entertainer I worked with was with LL Cool J for 5 years. I bodyguard LL for 5 years. And then I did a lot for J.R. Smith Matter of fact, I got to do something for him in 2 weeks because they're having a party. His daddy called me the other day if I could come by and do the security for the party. And I have a company called Boom Security. I do sites in Philadelphia and Jersey. Just been blessed by it. Totally
Wow.
blessed. I had Rex and Effects we did the Run DMC SWV tour and Rex and Effects tour. We did that. I did that tour for them. I've been on the road for over 35 years. 35 years. So when guys want to engage and talk, they talk. Let's go, dude. I mean, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm out there. You know, I'm not your
Absolutely.
homie down the street. I'm with these cats. I'm in their house. You know, when they sleeping in their beds. Boom, wake me up in 5 minutes. I'm the one going in the room and gotta get them up. Mark sleep. He wants to take a nap. Yo, boom, make sure I'm up in about another hour. I'm walking in the room. Yo, let's go. Gotta get up. This is how close the bond was. You
Wow.
know, the bond was that I'm sitting on the airplanes. I'm sitting next to them, flying with them on the airplanes. That's how close the bond was. You know, and it blessed me, blessed my family. I like telling the stories. I got a lot of stories. Maybe I might start my own podcast because I
Listen,
got know a lot. But
two things that we're gonna do. We got 2 more minutes on this, but I'm gonna ask you this because yeah, you need to start your own podcast, one, and then two, behind the scenes, we're gonna talk about a documentary. It's time
right,
for to do his documentary. So that's for another conversation, but I'm gonna hit you probably on that one. But
right.
I am
And I've
man.
been asked why because what you the elaborate. Someone said, "Boom, heck with all that. Boom, you are 04. Yeah, you're 04 in the military. I'm a major.
Yeah,
I'm a rank of a major. I'm a 04, meaning how many things below me. And that's what they were amazed. Joseph was saying that's what they were amazed about. Tom Bowman called me like, boom, you was an 04. You were a major in the United States military and a chaplain. Your MOS was chaplaincy. How did you do that? How did that happen? That's a great story how that happened. It's a great
absolutely.
story.
So
How do you go from NFL by top bodyguard being a priest in the military, the army, and getting to the rank of an 04?
mm,
That's why somebody said, boom, instead of West Virginia putting these people in the Hall of Fame, how come you're not in the Hall of Fame?
mm,
Look what you brought, and look what you still bring.
right.
That's what they asked. I said, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
You were just as good as any of them guys, but none of them guys have your background. They don't have your
right.
life, that expectancy of your life. You know, they can't sit with the Colin Powells. I told people I sat with Colin Powell for 30 minutes. I sat with Ali. Ali's talking to me, counseling me. I'm talking to Princess Diane. I'm sitting in a helicopter with George Clooney. And then we go work out the next day. They don't understand that type of person.
Right, 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 right. Wow. My brother,
And
we are
sometimes
going
I do feel like I do feel a little enviness. Why didn't call? I wanted to a person. Why didn't ask Boom to come on? I'd have gave you a better show than that. I'd have gave you genuine things. I say to them, "Damn, yeah, Boom, you right." I said that was horrible. I mean, that person. I never saw them. I don't know
wow.
who you did. I never saw them. Never seen
Right.
them. But they giving you all these stories because today it's about the gift of gab now. It's about the gift of gab. You got guys like these certain people here. Who are these? Who are you? And they got all these viewers. You're like, what have you done? What debt have you paid? What
Right.
consequences have you went through to face? What rejections have you felt? But yet you popular. But really, you selling just your lips. You really got nothing. You got no
Right.
substance. There's no substance with you and behind you. You have no substance. You have nothing to really talk about but bladder, bladder, yap, 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 yap. And that's the gift of gab, I call it now. The new thing is the gift of gab. You get paid with the gift of gab. And guess what? Ain't paid a price for nothing. When King talk, I paid the price for this game. Hammer, I paid the price. I sold records out of my trunk. Master P, I paid the price. I sold records out of my boxes, my trunks. They paid their debt.
Absolutely.
That's substance. That's what you call substance. They have substance. But I thank you, brother. Man.
No, I thank you. This is the knowledge, and knowledge is power. And I definitely appreciate you, man. So that's part one. You heard the All-American, the NFL, the AFL, pride of West Virginia, great linebacker, number 30. This part two, you got a chance to hear the entertainment side of what this man has accomplished, and it is vast. There's more to it. But I want to thank you, my brother from another mother, for coming on my look. To have you on my show, I'm humbled. So the next time I see you, I got to get an autograph. And I know you don't do those, but I'm going to get an autograph.
Yeah, appreciate you. Much love. I known you from your youth. I known you when you were a 19-year-old kid, you know, and you always gave me love. You always looked up the Boom. I know that. That's the respect right there. The Aaron Beasleys, they look up the Boom. The Mike, they look up the Boom. The Pat, they look up the Boom. That love for me, man, keeps me alive, keeps me going, keeps me doing what I do, because they appreciate you, Boom. You know,
Absolutely.
when you appreciate it, you live longer. When you appreciate it, you heal. When people appreciate you, and they like to be around you, they want to challenge you. Bees always want to challenge me. Ever since I know him, he's always up and, I can handle you, man. I'm Boom. We play basketball, he will always stick me, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, my brother.
I'm definitely going to hit you up, and we're going to keep this thing going. I appreciate you. I love you. Please give my best to the family. Once again, West Virginia fans, one of the greatest players on the field and one of the greatest people off of it, Fred Boom Smalls.